Welcome back to MPL Recall. This is the throwback special. Nagbabalik ang inyong host. My name is Leo. Joined here by Lex and of course Shinbu. I hope you guys grabbed your water, staying hydrated because this next one, it's a little spicy. All right, we are about to jump into a segment in today's show in MPL Recall. I'd like to call, and I think I need the help of my good friend here, Rising Star of 2020, male Rising Star of 2020, Rob Luna. Ang tinatawag nating Ultimate Recall! Yan. Kung naalala nyo to, ang kanyang video na tinatawag na Unreal Talk. Gagawin natin dito, we're gonna go ahead and try to answer a few hard ball-in questions. And sana ready na kayo guys, okay? So, sit still, relax, and enjoy. Ito una nating tanong. Walang bias pwedeng tanong nyo, sagot nyo yes or no sa tanong na to. We'll ask Lex first. Pwede ba nating tawaging pambansang esports liga ng Pinas ang MPL?
Sa akin doon naman, sa ML naman talaga nagsimula yung esports Or, well, not really, pero kumbaga sa time kasi ng ML talaga nagkaroon ng boom. Doon talaga nagkaroon ng... Actually, ML yung nagpatunay na may pera sa esports. Although may nauna yung Dota, pero dito nga, mas nakita na may mas pera talaga or pwede mo talagang career yung ML. Kaya, for me, pambansang esports liga talaga, MPL.
Shin, I mean, you're involved in a few other titles these days, but I gotta ask the same question, man.
Sorry.
Pambansang esports liga ba ang MPL ng Pinas?
The answer is yes. It depends on who is saying it. It actually depends on who is saying it. If you are pertaining to the majority ng mobile gaming, the answer would be yes. If you're pertaining obviously to the majority who actually watches esports, the answer is yes also, no? But we all know, many stakeholders know, and of course, especially those who are very familiar with the history of esports in the Philippines, that of course not all will share the same sentiment. Pero if we are using statistics, if you are using statistics, there is a significant, okay? Ganito magsalita yung mga statistician. There is a very good significance to say that MPL is a pambansang esports liga ng Pilipinas. So, depende talaga I mean, depende sino ba nag-a-assign ng pambansang ibon, pambansang prutas, pambansang bayani.
Alam ko, diba? May government office yan nagsasabi.
May office yun. Yeah, may office. So, it's about paperwork. It's about paperwork, honestly. kung paano gawin yun. Pero, yeah, I think the accurate answer is it depends on who is saying it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know kung may sweldo ba? Lalaki ba sweldo natin if we say yes, pambansang liga siya? But as it is, it's more of a conversation piece na lang. Diba? Discussion siya. We're gonna jump on over now into talking about LAN events. We all miss it so much. And I think on camera right now, or on screen, ilalagay natin yung isa sa mga pinakamagandang set ng MPL. Obviously, in recent times, hindi tayo makapaggawa ng ganito kaganda. Pero ang naalala ko talaga dito, Season 4. Alright? Season 4, SMX Room 3 na first 2 days may ticket, biglang last day, sige, papasukin mo lang yung tao. Wala sobrang hype This is one of the most beautiful sets we've had. This is Season 4 again. Lex, do you remember this set?
Yeah, sobrang ganda niyan. Lalo na yung part kung saan yung may individual picture, yung individual faces yung mga tao din yung mga individual players sa baba. Tapos nandun din yung hero sa papalitan. Kung ano yung pinik nilang hero, yun yung lalabas dun sa papalit dun sa face nila, dun sa may sa stand.
Oo. Tapos
yung kaya talagang love ko yung set na yan.
Yung gilid ng screen, yung left and right, parang dyan yung di ba? Dyan yung pag na-pick yung hero. Or may stats, parang turtle take, lord take. Di ba dyan?
Oo, yan yun. Ganda lang set niyan. Tsaka malamig.
Yun ang gusto ko, malamig. Shin, I believe your casting stand was to the left, di ba? Or to the right of the picture. Nasa right kayo, di ba?
Nasa right, yeah. And kapag nakaharap, front-facing right.
Yeah. Do you still agree with me? Like, this is still, so far, the best?
For an on-site LAN event?
Yeah. Or may mas gusto ka pa ibang setup?
MPL.
Na MPL.
Sa MPL yung pinag-uusapan.
Yeah, that one, without that, yeah. Ang daming pakulo dyan, it got pulled off. Andyan yung kayfabe namin ni Manjin eh, so makulit eh. Tapos, again, the idea kasi is wrestling, di ba? Wrestling team. Tapos, napaka-insum ng production. Nabaliw lang tayo lahat nung kahit yung game, it was too much to handle that. Kahit yung production nalito na rin doon sa game number 4 ng Onyx tsaka Sunsparks. Pero yeah, for the MPL lineups ating na tournament. Yeah, I would put that in top place. Yan.
Yep. Again, maybe a follow good second place would be Le Pavilion. The MPL Season 5 arena was pretty good as well. But yeah, let's just move on over to former players. And guys, sino mga namimiss yung players, put it in the comments. Sino mga wala na sa MPL ngayon, na gusto niyo, na miss niyo former pros, ilagay niyo dyan. Pwede nang kabilang dyan si Lex, alright? Ang pinakagwapo nating guest ngayon. Sorry Shin, mas gwapo si Lex ngayon kasi siya nandito. Kasama siya sa ating mga former players, right? You have here Levi, and then si Lex. There's Doof of Evos, and then you have CKTD, ang isa mga nagpauso ng malupitang split push, and then of course si Kapitan Payne. Sino pa bang mga ibang mga players na may mismong panoorin, Lex? Like, now that you're still watching the MPL Season 7, parang namimiss mong mag-perform?
Actually, si Payne yung gusto kong bumalik pero mukhang tahimik na siya sa buhay asawa eh. So, I don't know. Kasi Payne always brings, gusto ko kay Payne brings new strategies din sa game. Kaya sana bumalik si Payne.
Yeah, again, he still streams, right? He still streams. Pero
yeah,
iba
he still
pa rin,
streams.
Iba pa rin yung competition mode Payne eh. Ikaw, Shin, sinong namimiss mong pro?
For me, ito si KTD. Nakakatuwa yung mga moments ni CKTD. I think napaka-init niyang maglaro. And siguro kung na-cultivate lang ng mabuti pa, or like siguro had it been may mga different moments or parang drafting choices na napunta sa CKTD, then I think mas marami pa tayo makikitang heavy moments, highlight moments mula kay CKTD, especially with the way how the side lane has evolved, no? Napapansin ko talaga sa MLBB, the side lane has pataas ng pataas yung attention or impact ng mga side laners dito, to the point na nagkaroon na nga tayo ng different changes or different side lanes talaga by nature. And I think, CKTD, imagine if CKTD is playing on that lineup or on that current meta. Ayun. So CKTD yung sa akin.
Yep. Again, there's so many players, right, that are recognized, and we'll spend the next few moments here on MPL Recall doing just that. Ihanda nyo na guys yung inyong mga underrated players or mga players na namimiss ninyo sa liga, because that's coming up. Let's read a few comments right here. Allen says si Fuzakin, the Kingmaker. Chester ko says Wilson. May mga nakamiss din kay Chester, pero guys, coach naman siya na NXP, so technically nandiyan pa rin siya. Mark Andrew says Yuji. Coco. May mga nagsabi dito si Gymnast. Kami mga casters, gusto namin makita maglaro si Gymnast. Promise. Season 6 pa lang. Feeling ko siya yung secret weapon. Jeff Cutie Forever. Yeah, again, captain of Archangel Season 3 champions. Ang dami, sa totoo lang. Ang dami nating namimiss na players, and then they're still around. They're still either streaming or still a member of the community in some degree. Pero ngayon, pasok na tayo. Let's start running down our lists. Kasi this is some of the things we prepared for you guys, and I hope you guys can do the same. Let's all name our 3 most underrated players, okay? 3 most underrated players of all time, season 1 to 6. And I guess we'll start with Lex. Lex, prepare na natin. Sino yung 3 most underrated players mo in the history of the MPL?
For me, di ba lalabas yun?
Lalabas
for me,
yan. Ipapakita natin yan.
Ayan. Hinihintay ko eh.
Yeah, we'll bring it up, pero simulan na natin.
Kaya nalapa ko yung listahan ko. Sabi listahan ko.
Nasa GC na.
Nasa GC na ko yung listahan ko. For me, top 1. From yung third muna is Greed. Second is Toshi. And number 1 si Dexter. Sad to say, hindi siya naglalaro ngayon eh. Yan. Pero why Dexter? Kasi siya yung jack of all trades. Kaya siya yung top 1. Hindi siya napapansin, pero for me, siya isa sa mga pinaka-versatile players. Actually, nakita naman sa stats na siya yung may most heroes played successfully din sa MPL. And at the same time, he brings new strategies sa game. Tapos yun na nga, 'di ba, nung type na pinausan nila Omay V, yung healing galing, si Dexter nakita niya na yun eh. Kaso hindi siya nasusuportahan. So feeling ko, actually malaking for me, although out of topic, baka mag-champion ang Team Dexter ngayon.
Ooh. Actually, mainit ang blacklist at this point.
Blacklist.
And yeah, Dexter has taken more of a behind the scenes, no. So siyang number 1 mo, Dexter. I'm not sure if you went into details. Bakit si Toshi?
Toshi kasi is one of the best marksman player in the league. For me, is one of the best marksman player in the league. However, hindi siya nabibigyan ng marksman role na solid. Parang nabibigay sa kanya is sila Esmeralda. Although, he plays good naman. Pero if you give Toshi a marksman, talaga, he can carry the entire team. Sana mabigyan siya ng pagkakataon mag-marksman ulit. Lalo na nasa meta naman ng marksman this season.
Yeah. Nag-MVP na nga yata siya sa Season 7 over the past couple of weeks, if I'm not wrong. And last but not least, si Greed. Himself already a 1-time champion, 2-time grand finalist. Feeling mo pa rin, Lex, underrated pa rin siya?
Kasi hindi naman siya nababanggit madalas eh. Kaya di ba underrated? Hindi naman kasi siya talaga nababanggit na sobrang madalas. Like, meron talagang mga kataga. Bawa sila si Heath, di ba meron siyang Mr. Fundamental ba yun? Mr. Fundamental, di ba? Pero si Great, meron ba kayong binigay na parang kataga sa kanya? Hindi siya ganun napapansin eh. Pero, kumbaga, when you're playing with Great, pag napapanood mo siya, hindi rin siya nakikita sa madalas sa camera, pero malaki impact niya sa game. Kaya ko siya nilagay sa underrated.
Yeah. And again, yun ang mahirap
given the stats sa binigay mo.
Yeah, yun ang mahirap, that sometimes yung mga taong sobrang consistent, yung mga tahimik lang nagtatrabaho, they don't get appreciated as much. Diba? Ooh, pops! Alright, so we're gonna be moving on to Shinbu's top 3 underrated players of all time, and let's see kung may iba ba or merong mga overlap between you and Lex. Shin, sino ang iyong top 3 underrated players?
There is great overlap actually. We agree ni Lex on Grid and Dexter. Actually, may ranking talaga ako, no? So, number 3 is of Grid. Yung tama yung sinabi ni Lex, yung camera, kasi madalas gamit Natalia eh. Baka pati yung camera na stealthan din ni Grid during that time na nagsasign si Grid dito. But it's not just Grid's, it's not just Grid's Natalia or yung heavy moments niya. Panoorin nyo maglaro si Grid, i-replay nyo yung mga laro ng Onyx Men. Grabe dumiskarte talaga si Grid. It's very different from farming. Number 3. It's very different from number 3 is Grid. It's very different from just farming or from just getting the kills. It's actually the way he positions himself and the way he reads his minimap on macro. Not to mention the drafting also ni Grid, no? Even only could say kung gaano ka contributory si Grid talaga pagdating doon sa drafting nila or sa strategy nila overall. Now you also have Dexter, same point, very same point lang with Lex, no? Sa Dexter, number 2 most underrated player. So I'm gonna be putting Dexter on that. The thing about Dexter is, gaya ng sinabi ni Lex, hindi lang Rafaela guys, no? Talagang napaka-willing si Dexter to imagine and think of picks or drafts na some others would not think, on the main reason that others is not thinking about it. And that kind of curiosity, I think it warrants some merit, no, para kay Dexter. I really think that Dexter is underrated, and I feel like siguro mukha lang siyang jack of all trades, pero higit pa doon, feeling ko talaga siya parang alam mo yon, yung contribution niya sa isang team, bigyan mo lang to ng isang powerhouse team and make it connive with the other members. I think Dexter will be may enable si Dexter basically, no, to contribute what he can, not just game wise but rather on the strategy. I think keyword para kay Dexter might be the strategy or approach sa isang game, no. So ayun, buti na lang nagko-compete pa, di ba nagko-compete pa si Dexter?
Yeah. He's still in blacklist, 6-man.
Yeah, so ayun yung masaya, tas maganda yata yung standing din ng blacklist ngayon. Now, ang number 1 ko, no, hindi tayo na-expect siguro ng marami. Pero para sa akin, ang number 1 underrated player of all time, si D. Si D ng Signal Ultra. Mga kaibigan, ang dami nagtatanong, bakit si D? Kilala naman si D. Nung season 2 nga, ang dami nagtitili ang mga baby G's para kay D sa Signal Ultra. ang simple, ako dediretso lang ako sa sagot ko, no? It's mainly because of the show, no? D is one, if not one of the legendary players ng Cho or nagpakilala ng Cho sa MLPB. And it was a time, no, D was playing the Cho in a very masterful manner kung saan hindi pa uso yung TP-TP or freestyle. No? The TP-TP, emote, badge. So many unnecessary things on the combo on Cho. I think para sa akin yung idea ng pagiging underrated is on the idea. Tama yung sinabi ni Lex, 'di ba? Yung attention na hindi na nabibigay na nararapat sa isang players. Pero yung mga yung Cho gods talaga para sa akin, si D, man. And yung paglalaro ng Cho ni D is walang monkey business, no? And I cannot but feel that ang dami ng Cho gods ngayon. Ganon, Cho gods ngayon. Actually, wala na nga ako sa MLBB, pero alam mo yun, parang familiar ako na marami ng mga Cho gods ngayon, ganan, kung saan-saan, okay? Cubao, Lepanto, whatever, ganon. Pero the thing is that, I mean, all of that, parang walang nagpaparemind na si D, yung talagang ngayon, yung parang, nagbigay ng pinaka-basics, strength, or nagbigay po sa, lakas ng isang Cho. During that time that D was a Cho gods, it was still a rave for Yelly Hayes. And Yelly Hayes, ayaw niya na mag-Cho nun, di ba? Nung time na yon, ayaw na mag-Cho ni Yelly Hayes. That was on season 1, talagang godly Cho. Pero remember the offensive Cho? That was on D. And again, those were the times na yung mga Cho gods hindi pa pumi-freestyle, hindi pa nagti-TikTok habang naglalaro. So that's the thing, ladies and gents. I feel ako ilalagay ko sa akin lang for this topic. It would be of D sa number 1 underrated. His Cho needs to be recalled more properly, ganun.
Alright, solid 3 and 2. Medyo may overlap kayo. Now it's time for my top 3 most underrated players. And interestingly enough, dito sa top 3 ko, dalawa sa kanila tank support, tapos isang offlaner. And I'm seeing the folks in chat nag-share sila. Thank you so much. Ang dami rin kasing definition ng underrated. So all of your opinions are all valid. And right now, let's talk about my number 3. I have here Curtizi. Again, as an offlaner, tahimik tong batang to, pero sobrang mechanically gifted. And I think in his time in the MPL, hindi natin napapansin, ang tagal niya na pala sa MPL. Tahimik lang siya. So that's my number 3, Curtizi. Number 2 is Fuzakin. He's a one-time MPL champion. He was on the other side of history the other time. Pero again, to si Cedric, sobrang low-key lang din na player in the league. Pero nakikita ko yung effort niya, so I love him for that. And number 1, Bimo. Season 4, sobrang tumatak sa akin yung show ni Bimo na parang 3-4 yung tinatakbuhan niya. Kinat niya yung buong mapa ng kalaban. Buhay pa rin siya bilang show. So again, interesting how really creative and talented show players can leave a mark on us. And then, yun na yun. Kahit hindi pag-usapan ng karamihan ng tao, yun talagang tumatak sa'yo eh. So right now, he's still in the MPL. He's playing with LPE Season 7. Sana mas lalo pa siya ma-appreciate. So, right there, those are my top 3 underrated players of all time. I'm sure marami pang sanang pwedeng ma-appreciate, pero yung akin, Bimo, Fuzakin, and Curtizi. We'll go ahead and jump into one that a lot of players are looking, or a lot of fans are looking forward to, and I think ito yung parang mahirap talagang i-define. Yung top 5 best players. Tama ba? Yes. Top 5 best players of all time. Lex, ready ka na ba sa top 5 best mo?
Of course! Ready na.
Well, 1, kasi pinalista natin prior to the show. And then number 2 is, I think nag-init na tayo sa ating history throwback game. Let's do it. Your top 5, Lex. Top 5 best players of all time.
Alright, so for number 5, I have Kiluwash sa kanyang mga side lane pushes, tsaka game-breaking na offlane meta ni Kiluwash. Na maraming mga games na kapag tinignan mo, si Kiluwash talaga yung nagbibigay ng malaking pressure dun sa kalaban para mag-react Pag pinabayaan mo si Kiluwash, automatic basag yung tore mo, basag yung ano. Kumbaga, silent ano yan. Trabaho lang kay Kiluwash. Walang personalan. Tinatrabaho niya talaga yung lane niya. Kaya sabi nga niya, hayaan niyo ako mag-isa, gagawin ko yung trabaho ko. Number 4 is of course Ribo. From all roles kasi ito si Ribo eh. Ngayon, top support na, ginagamit eh. From core to everything, lahat na ginawa. So, isa din sa mga players na sobrang tagal na sa liga. Kumbaga parang Jaworski na to. Si Ribo, no? Parang living legend na. And of course, I have Chakno. Why Chakno? Isa siya sa mga strongest tanks na talagang nung nakita ko maglaro si Chakno, sana hindi magalit sa akin execration, pero paano ba? Let's say hindi ganun kalakas ang malakas, okay. Malakas ang execution, pero yung mga players niya, hindi siya kasing ganun kalakas as compared to sa other teams. Pero but because of Chakno being there, malaki yung nadadala ni Chakno dun sa game. Tapos parang ano si Chakno eh. I don't know if you're familiar with the term fantasista. Parang kilala niyo si Messi sa soccer.
Yeah,
parang gano'n yung datingan ni Chakno eh. Gumagawa ng milagro. Parang alam mo yun, yung pag tinignan mo yung execration, parang patalo na sila. Pero gagawa ng miracle na si Chakno plays. Tapos bigla kayo na, babaliktad na makakambak yung execration. That's why I like Chakno. Siguro kapag nabigyan to ng opportunity na magkaroon ng better team. Ayan. And number 2, of course, si Dexter. Yung nga, nabanggit ko naman na yung reason kanina bakit si Dexter yung underrated. Tapos, isa din sa mga top 5 MPL. Actually, number 2 nga MPL players of all time. And of course, yung number 1 is si Carl Tusok. Si Carl Tusok. Kasi he has grown. Actually, malaki din naging impact niya sa mga bata. Kasi he inspired a lot of kids to play ML. Tapos, and is also one of the youngest players din ng ML. Katulad ni KLVJ. I think mas matanda lang siya ng isang taon kay KLVJ. Pero yun, nakita niyo naman yung naging achievements ni Carl and siya lang talaga yung nagkakaroon ng sobrang legit na, ng mga savage in-game. And yun, Carl TC for number 1 MPL players of all time. Ang laki ng growth niya. Lalo na nakita naman natin yung mechanically na siya nung season 2 nung with his Lucian. Talagang mechanically inclined na siya. Pero yung maturity niya as time goes by, yung hindi na siya napipitas, hindi na siya kumukuha ng mga unnecessary plays para lang makapatay ng support ng kalaban. Kumbaga on point na yung mga decision making niya into game. Makes Carl TZ right now a very scary player to go against him.
Yep, and it makes more sense coming from you kasi nakita mo siyang mag-grow napanood mo siya like right then and there. You played with him and you see how really he deserves to be on top of your list. Shin, ikaw, ano yung top 5 best players mo in the league, in the history of the league? And again, guys, while Shinbu's preparing his top 5, disclaimer, it's our own opinion. And these players, they're all good in their own rights. Lahat sila, they deserve the appreciation and the recognition. But again, players, they impress us in different ways. So Shinbu, ikaw, man, who's your top 5?
Right now, para sa akin, I mean, kung ano lang yung nakita ko. Pero for my top 5, it's also a matter of asking, what is top 5 of all time? How do you consider them? Like, not just achievements actually, but I think dinagdagan ko rin yung idea na how they inspired or how they contributed or how they actually impacted other players then in the league. So let's go. My number 5 first would be of H2. H2, medyo siguro nakakasurpresa to. Some would even ask, is that enough? Yung running, hindi naman naglaro sa ibang season si H2. Ngayon lang pumasok si H2. I think season 6 yata upon the return of NXP.
2 seasons pala.
Pero again, there's just enough hype on H2 even before sa MPL. Some would even say na wala pa siya sa MPL, is pang MPL caliber na siya. And I think H2 is someone with one of the most hype arrival in MPL na hindi nagplank, nag-deliver talaga properly. And to the point that he actually established of how, yun pala sa meta din, gusto ko sabihin, he actually established of how or ano yung discipline na meron dapat ang isang carry player, no? You know, you are very safe in the early game, but at the same time, take the risk when it mattered, no? Para dito kay H2. So, I think that should call for him to be onto the top 5. We have number 4, Raflisha. I'm putting Raflisha on the next one. Again, parang hindi naman yun mainit na player, Yes, pero again, alam ng mga teams to that sometimes na-play siya, yung idea talaga na madugas maglaro, no? Like, ang hirap maghanap ng, like, I think if you're gonna be
Tama.
putting Madugas Award, I think a lot of players would agree na siguro kay Rafflesia ko rin
Tama.
talaga ilalagay. Kasi parang what the hell eh.
Intersection.
What the hell ka eh. Hindi siya nagpauso ng Digi strategy, pero in competitive, he was pioneering. He was the first one to actually pull that off, di ba? To think that it is done on competitive and to think that it is a very, very deadly strategy on competitive, the Digi feed. Not to mention, yung ano niya, yung laro niya sa Onyx, di ba? One of the greatest moments in MLBB, in MPL, is of course, it's a play move still by Rafflesia, kahit minions yun, di ba? Again, it takes more than just a champ, a hero, or whatever. It's actually just down to the person itself and his decision making kung paano niya gagawin yung mga nagawa niya. Tulad nung kay Rafflesia nga, when he actually teleported doon sa may Nexus, di ba? So, ayun, Rafflesia is a name or a player that actually is like an embodiment na anything is possible or kaya mo gawin yan basta madugas ka lang, ganun. Pwede kang makagulang, makakagawa ka ng paraan at makakagawa ka ng paraan. Yun nakakatuwa kaya Rafflesia dito. And the cool part about him is just being chill. By the way, kung gusto niyo po malaman kung sino po ang pioneering nakakaspam ng Facebook page niya sa mga comment sections ng mga banters, si Rafflesia rin po yun, no? So, ayan, yung mga nagpapashare sa comment sections, ayun, si Rafflesia yung pinakauna doon ng Colette. Siyempre, obviously, kay Ribo, same point as with Lex, no? The flexibility, Jaworski, given na yun, para kay Ribo dito. I cannot but feel that even Ribo himself, parang ano na lang siya, humahanap siya ng paraan na, ano pa kaya? Paano ko pa matcha-challenge yung sarili ko? Ano kaya yung interesting? Ano yung trip ko, 'di ba? Ganon.
Yep.
And parang ang hirap makahanap ng MPL fan or ng MLBB fan, MLBB esports fan na hindi kilala si Ribo. Carl Tizzy is also another one. It's not just on the inspiration actually for the kids, on the idea. He represents the idea na kahit bata ka, you can be the greatest, not just in the Philippines but actually in the world. But also, I think Carl Tizzy in a way is an embodiment of reform, no? For a pro player. Of how a player should grow, how a pro player should start, no? That they are not perfect. Na tao din sila, nagta-trash talk din, ganyan-ganyan. But at the same time, they can be disciplined, no? And how such organizations and how such systems can actually discipline or make a player, no? Whatever they are, to be a better person, to be a good idol ng to be a good idol that they should be, 'di ba? Then finally, ang number one ko is si Few. Hands down, Few is just parang hindi siya nagbago simula pa nung Signal Ultra. His high impact, is very contributing. His idea of winning boils around teamwork, no? And at the same time, he has his own highlight play to boot. He became captain also for the Southeast Asian Games team. Hindi ko alam kung nag-captain siya para sa Bren, pero surely napaka-contributing member niya ng running Bren lineup, 'di ba?
Mhm.
So, ayun, and napaka-inspiring ni Few. At the same time, ano talaga siya, hindi naman siya kasama sa mga banters, ganun. Chill na chill lang talaga si Few. All he cares about is the idea of being competitive and being proper on that one. And his achievements just so brutally ang taas, no? As in, ayun yung ginawa ni Few dito. There are moments of weakness also for Few, no? May moment na naiyak na nga si Few during the SEA Games kasi yung pick sobrang ang hirap talaga. It was going against him. Some would even be questioning his Bruno pick, 'di ba? Nasabi mag-Ranger ka na. So, ayan, yun yung nakakatuwa dito kay Few. Like, ako, may sabi na akong i-idol nyo na player. Hindi lang dahil si Lina, okay? Kundi si Few. Yun yung sa akin.
Yep. I think what really makes Few go above and beyond your regular players is hindi lang yung ginagawa niya sa in-game, kundi yung katauhan niya outside. He's just such a nice, low-key, humble, down-to-earth guy na parang hindi mo akalaing ganun kalakas yung taong to. Ganun karami yung na-achieve niya. And again, he's just so nice around everyone he's worked with. So yeah, I agree. I think, a little bit of foreshadowing, nasa listahan ko rin siya. So again, that was Shinbu's top 5 players of all time in the MPL. Here's mine, alright? Top 5 ni Coach Leo ninyo. And meron akong konting overlap with Lex here. I put Chaknu as number 5. And I think number 5 ko siya, hindi lang dahil sa sobrang lakas niya, is because nakatawa lang din siyang tao. Again, nung una siya lumabas, anong tawag natin sa kanya? The Parody, diba? The Prodigy. Unang nag-debut sa MPL. The Prodigy versus the Parody. Sobrang nakatawa na niya lang na tao. He's so nice to be around. Especially seeing him around the MPL Arena no season 4. Parang awkward siya, pero mabait na bata si Chakno. So I put him at number 5. Number 4 is Hayes. Again, just like Few, low-key lang siya na tao, and I love how he's okay with being memed na ba't di ka humingiti. Siya yung Cho ng Pinas, and again, they have the same kind of player evolution, development. Dating tank, ngayon mage support, same with Few, di ba? He's also now a great mage support, shot caller, captain. So that's Hayes. Number 3, si Raflesia, si Intersection din. Again, parang ang daya niya mag-ML. And just the same, I really love his personality. Chan is a great person, off camera. Medyo nakabanding ko siya nung 2019, 2020, especially when they were still at Sun Sparks and Bren No Limit. Number 2, dito ko linagay si Few. Again, same reasons that Shinbu said. Again, he's just such a nice person to be around. Magandang gawing idol. And then number 1, no question, the GOAT himself, si Ribo. Kahit ako nasa-stress ako ano pa yung pwedeng gawin ni Ribo para matalo niya pa yung pagiging GOAT niya. So again, kahit yung success niya pinoproblema ng ibang tao. That's just how great this guy is. So again, guys, let it sit in. Ito yung top 5 ko na MPL players of all time. Tapos na rin yung top 5 ni Lex. Tapos na rin yung top 5 ni Shinbu. Let it settle in. I-screenshot nyo na kung kailangan nyo. And dun sa mga gustong mamirata ng Covenry content, wag na kasi meron na rin Covenry YouTube, okay? You guys can subscribe to the Covenry YouTube. Just search it up, Covenry. All our episodes, all our highlights are right there. But for now, hopefully you enjoyed our top 5. Maraming salamat sa pag-share ninyo ng top 5 ninyo sa ating comment section. We're gonna go ahead and take a quick break sa pagbabalik. Ang inyong pinaka-aantay, ang pinaka-inyong inaantay, ang Real Talk ni Midnight. But before we go into a quick break, here is the highlights of an interview I did with Uncle Joy, aka Himrael, aka Ginoong Valdez, isa sa mga haligi ng MPL from behind the scenes. We're gonna go and check that out. Stay with us. This is MPL Recall. Coming at you live, broadcasting from an undisclosed location. Ang isa sa mga haligi ng MPL Philippines, none other than Ginoong Valdez, aka Himrael, Uncle Joy, going 1v1. Sino yung mga pinakamakulit na teams?
Pinakamakulit na teams. Umpisa pa lang sila na nga yung una kong nakilala. Sila pa yung unang makulit talaga. Sila pa yung nakita kong mga taong ang damit nakatsinelas pa. Parang I don't wanna talk about it, but out yung mga...
Yeah. Sino para sa'yo, ang pinakamalakas na team? Overall, all time, your strongest, your most favorite lineup?
Siguro yung I think it was their rival, no?
Once more, ang pala si Leo, still broadcasting from an undisclosed location. Magbabalik ang MPL Recall. Don't go anywhere.